So the first thing is going to be putting the magic stuff in the bumpa. Remember those of you who were here earlier, my talking about the quartz crystal and the nature of mind? That was the third Dzogchen Wang. Dzogchen is very uncomplicated. And what I'm going to be putting in the bumpa, that's a bumpa, is going to be mani pills made by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and his monks, which hold the energy of essence of open-hearted, open-mindedness. Please do not think of the word compassion. It has an element of pity to it. Open-heartedness is what you feel when you hold a little kitten to your heart. Can you imagine doing that? Or a puppy, and it's purring and looking at you with big eyes and batting at your lips. Or the puppy's trying to lick your nose. It loves you so much. How does that make your heart feel? That's ninji, bodhichitta. Open-hearted, great-heartedness as an emotional sensation. No pity in there. Just open, warm, loving. Feel that? Now, all you have to do is expand it to include all life, even the cockroaches. Can you do that? It's not easy. It's what Buddha did. Bodhichitta, Buddha consciousness. That feeling of open-hearted, great-heartedness for all life in the universe. Because we're all in it together. Us and the cockroaches, and our biome, and the biome of the earth, etc., to infinity. We're all in this together. And if we don't pull together, but spend our time sabotaging each other like crabs in a crab pot, it's not going to be very nice or go very well for anyone. And unfortunately, in this world, politically, I don't mean America exclusively, India, Europe, France, there are many movements to close minds to whatever is considered the other. It's very powerful over in India now, where the Hindus are closing their minds to any other religion and are beginning to persecute other religions. And of course, they have some alternative facts that they use for this, such as, I read an article in a Hindu newspaper that Muslims eat the udders of cows. The udders of cows do not taste very good. They are not a common food in any culture. However, because the Hindus feel cows to be sacred, this is a way, this false news of stirring up hatred. It's not only happening in India. When I read international newspapers from different countries in different languages, it's happening in France. Iceland and Holland are to some extent avoiding it, but not very well. Iceland and Norway are doing a bit better than Holland. Italy, they've got it bad. South America, hell yeah. In Africa, the other is the tribe next door. Genocide. That is the opposite of bodhichitta. Whoever is for you the other, the stranger, the different one, whether it be a kind of human or a species other than human, don't do that. You'll do yourself and the universe a mischief. Remember the kittens, the puppies. Open your heart. The other thing I put in here is essence of the wild. I have a special kind of blessed medicine made by the wild yoginis of Kinnoor who nobody owns. To be an unowned woman in that culture is quite unusual and takes a great deal of wild determination. And these dakinis bust rocks. They used to bust rocks on the roads all summer. Now only some of them do, to get enough money to buy food in the winter, to make retreat or get teachings. I got a lot of them sponsored. So now in the summer they make retreat in the caves in the high mountains before the 30 feet of snow closes everything off. And they make this mendrup for me in retreat. And it's very powerful essence of the wild freedom of the sky dancer. Not bound by all those belief systems of woulda, shoulda, coulda that we trip over. So that's going in the bumpa, and we get to share it this weekend. First, the offering to the land spirits. And I believe 2 of you have already volunteered to be the ones who take that out. Where are you? My, that text is getting a bit elderly. I gotta fish out the Dorjian bell. Jan does that for me when we're traveling, but she needs to be with her family at the moment, so I'm on my own here. Which is kind of fun in itself. Oops. There I go, forgetting to unwrap the damaru until my hand grabs for it. Now, am I going to be able to leave things set up tonight here? Yes. Excellent. Tombalane sanje rimboche, Tombalame tamcho rimboche, Tombalame gedun rimboche, Jabne kunchok sumla chopabu. Tombalame sanje rimboche, Tombalame tamcho rimboche, Tombalame gedun rimboche, Chabne kunchok sumla chopabu. Please take the offerings. Yulde ragne dakchurte Allah. Je se pucho pul den bulwe. Sanche je pecho pul den bulwe. Nam joran la sungang drupo dang. Sanche tin me je petron le zo. Chenam chu chang solwa debe tu. Dak so gon la ne pe sap so. Ne dang ulpan tap su shewa dang. Chu dang ta she pilwe de du. Chuku kundu zongbo gombo ye. Dorji samba garab dorji dang. Shere singe badu shin lev de. De dang mabzon tatatu sum chi. Zog chen jupe lama la solwa deb. Again pema junela solwa deb. Dorji chang chitilo narodang marpa mila gompo tatapa na pupadang paldan drupa suk kagyulama namla solwa deb o chen lama namla solwa deb Shakchen lama namla solwa deb. Druchen lama namla solwa deb. Nyang du dang yundrun lama namla solwa deb. Palkondu jongdang yerme pa gongerab dorji jin chagpa jetidang ni sume pa palamanam chitinte chung. So this weekend's retreat, and if you do it as a bit of retreat, it will go in more. So I would recommend, I don't insist, but I'm going to recommend that you enter into a form of practical silence. That means for this weekend, you avoid talking about unessential subjects. Avoid getting into conversations about he did, she did, he said, she said, what the news said. what you're going to do next weekend. Yes, you can talk to your children, tuck them into bed, tell them a bedtime story. Those are essential. But avoid, you know what I mean. The retreat will go better for you if you keep your mind from being distracted by your usual set of hopes and fears. Lama Matt, would you add this, which is the lineage of the 21 Taras in the Surya Gupta form, on the altar? So the first Tara, or the number 0 Tara, of whom all the others are the essence, is the green Tara. She is as you normally know Tara. Yes? You all know green Tara. This is number 2. Or number 1, it's the first one. Where's our green Tara? Okay, there's our green Tara. So that's the first one I want you to imagine. The others may be considered aspects of her. And when you do not go for, how will I say it? Working with one of the individual aspects, then it is best to reach for the green one, because all others are contained within. So the first part of this is to explain the benefits. Lamo Lagyu Yang Druk Dimpe, the wise one who recites these words in earnest. That means you. Lodangange Rabdang Jodi, filled with devotion for Aryatara, this goddess. Sodang Torang Lang Parjene, should recall that this praise grants absolute fearlessness. Digpa Tamche Rabdu Sheji, pacifies misdeeds, purifies your karma, untangles you from your pagchas. You all know what pagchas are? Those are your hang-ups, your neuroses, your self-doubts, your bad mantras like, I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot. And you go around saying bad mantras to yourself a lot. I'm fat and lazy, I'm fat and lazy, I'm fat and lazy. Come on, you all have one. This is casting nasty spells on yourself. Those are considered misdeeds, errors. Misdeeds have nothing to do with evil. Don't confuse Gewa and Digpa with sin and virtue. One is Christian, involves good and evil, and the other one is about the natural law of karma, and is about things which will cause you to suffer. So to keep going around saying, oh God, I'm an idiot. Oh God, I'm an idiot. There's nothing evil about that. nor are you mispleasing some god in the sky. But you are doing yourself a mischief. Therefore, it is digpa. Do you understand the difference between digpa and sin? They are not the same. Unfortunately, the early translators of Tibetan into English were Christian. They were missionaries. So they translated many Tibetan words into the nearest Christian equivalent, trying to Christianize the Dharma. Put it back. It doesn't really fit there. Nyendu tamche jompa nidu, and destroys all evil destinies. Evil destinies are the ones you don't want. Evil is a label you put on something that you don't like. What's the difference between a demon and an angel? How you personally feel about their agenda. There's nothing evil about demons any more than there is about tigers. But you don't want to be alone with one, because it will eat you. Ngelwe jigwe tukdra dunamki. Soon you will receive empowerment. Nyurdo wangne kuwar gyurla, from the 7 million conquerors. De la chewa neni tobching, attain greatness in this world. Sanje gopang tardu derdro, and finally reach the blissful state of Buddha. What this means is that as a result of this practice, very quickly, you will experience the blessing. Empowerment is a kind of blessing. It's energy coming into you, which is transferred by one who knows how to do that. So you will learn how to do that, and you will be the one who brings the blessing, the positive energy into yourself and others. The 7 million conquerors speak of those who have walked before you and conquered their hopes and fears, who have conquered their pettiness. They're not conquerors as in great kings. They're those who have conquered themselves. And attaining greatness in this world refers to achieving your dreams. You see, although all of us have acknowledged that we would like to benefit the world, there are different ways that each of us dreams of doing so. Some of us would like to do so as artists. Some of us would like to do so as medical people or healers. Some of us would like to do so directly as lamas and priests. Some of us would like to do so in a less obvious manner by teaching children, by assisting animals, by working with society and being an activist. Each one of us, there's a different way that we personally wish to change the world, to improve the world, to help the world, to benefit others. So when it says attain greatness in this world, it means enjoying and being excellent at whatever way you have chosen to be of benefit. As a farmer, working with the ecology, as an activist working with politics, as a school teacher working with children, as a doctor working with illness and health, as an artist working with symbols. By doing this, you get really good at whichever way you've chosen. And so, instead of muddling about from misery to misery until you manage to get a space from the misery long enough to do some practice, you go from joy and delight to joy and delight along the path. This is the special power of the 21 Taras. De dukne dakpo chenpo. By remembering this praise, even the dreadful poisons, which are the ones we create and sabotage ourselves with, those are the most dreadful. Tenepa shenyeng droa. Whether they come from animate or inanimate sources, from broken ecology, inanimate, the heat wave, being too stubborn to come in out of the sun in a heat wave, or animate, from a bored cop. We all know better than to bother the bored policeman. From an unfortunate politician. From a criminal who you just a chance encounter on the wrong day. From a really bad driver. All of these are animate. And rarely are the animate poisons, or look, all of these poisons don't exist in a void. Your karma needs a contributing opportunity to occur. Your poisons are inside of you, but it needs an opportunity to happen. Let's say you have a strong genetic tendency for prostate cancer, but you're female. Can't happen. Next life you're male, if you have that karma to die of prostate cancer, it's going to wait till then. So all of your internal poisons need an external shared mutual pattern to activate. So this is the external component as well as the internal component that this is talking about. Clears it, unravels it, untangles it. So that if you have the internal component, you don't trip over the external one. And if an external component comes by you, you don't happen to have the internal thing that needs to hook to it. This is true of good karmas and bad karmas. There is a hook in the bardo created by the Buddha of clear light, Opame, Amitabha. And any person who has a loop, which is created by saying the mantra or doing the visualization or practice of Amitabha, will be rescued if they have trouble transversing the bardo. So the hook created by the Buddha of clear light Amitabha and the loop created by an individual by doing a certain practice, reciting Om Mani Padme. If both are occurring, then there need be no fear of death in the bardo. Because even if you mess up, you've got a rescue coming. Tibetans consider that practice an insurance policy, and everybody does it, even good meditators, just in case they have a oopsie, because anyone could. Zopa dang ni tungpa ni kyang, whether eaten or imbibed, talking about poisons, however you encounter. Drenparabtu selwe nitob will be completely neutralized. There is also, the Tibetans not so much anymore, the Bhutanese are still doing it, some of the Tibetans are doing it, a bad habit of poisoning each other literally. It's a political thing. Americans tend to try to shoot politicians they don't like Lincoln's assassination, and Tibetans tend to try to poison them. Oops. Well, they used to try to hit them with swords, but things are a little more peaceful now. You realize, of course, that in Star Trek, the Klingon culture was based, and the Klingon language, that fictional culture and language, was based on the Eastern Tibetan nomads. That's why you can know that the Dharma is so powerful. Consider something strong enough to work on a Klingon effectively. Pretty strong, ain't it? Dange, dong, dong dong, rim dong, dukke ziwei. This praise, if chanted twice, thrice, or 7 times, this praise that I'm teaching you this weekend, praise to the 21 Taras, with the visualizations and the mantras, if you wish them. Dung Nao Tok Ni Nampar Pangte also acts as the supreme destroyer. Sem Chin Shinpa Nam Lang Nango, of afflictions in other beings who suffer. Ni Sum Dundu Nong Par Jona, who are beset by seizures, fevers, or poisons. Budope Nibu Tob Gyurashing, those who want children will come to have them. Nordop Ninor Nam Nitob, those who seek wealth will gain such. Don Patamchi Tobpar Gyurala, each and every wish will be fulfilled. Geknam Michang Sosor Jomgyur, and obstacles entirely vanquished, none left. This is the benefit of doing this prayer, this praise, on a daily basis, reciting it once, twice, 3, 7, 9 times, as you like. It unravels the hooks of your negative karma that will trip over the loops in the shared karma of your place, species, and culture. Do you understand what this means? It is not necessary to go from suffering to suffering towards enlightenment. You do not need to purify yourself painfully. You can if you like. Some people prefer that. That's okay. But you don't have to do it that way. There's a certain Puritan belief system around in this culture that suffering is a good thing. No, it's not. It's most unpleasant. Shit's going to happen. I'm not denying that shit's going to happen, and you're going to get old, your tits are going to sag, and you're going to die. This is inevitable. Even guys, it happens to. But it doesn't have to be suffering. At 80, when someone asks you, what was the best time of your life, you can honestly answer now from this practice. Do you understand, and does anyone have questions about the benefits, which should be written on your copy? You don't have to recite the daily benefits, the benefits daily, just the prayer, but I gave you, or I should have given you, a copy of both. Is both on there?
We just have the praise of 21 Taras, but I'll do the benefits.
I thought I sent both.
Oh, is it in the back? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you should just read it and become familiar with it. You don't have to memorize it. Just get a feeling for what this will do for you. You will, by reciting the prayer itself, come to memorize it by accident, which will just make it easier to recite because then you won't need your text. There are some beautiful tunes on YouTube to recite it to. Who here has a good cell phone? Okay, would one of you volunteer to go and find those tunes and play some of them for us tomorrow? To find them tonight? And find some ones that you really like the sound of, a couple of versions that are different. And we'll look at those tunes to sing them to tomorrow. I'm tone deaf. Will you like to do that? Great. It's better to chant it in Tibetan. And there's a reason for that. A very practical reason. Anybody ever go bushwhacking in the jungle with a machete? It's really hard work when there's no path. So in the universal unconscious, all of these tantras that have been practiced for a long time, in their language have a path that's already cut. It's much easier to walk a cut path that somebody ahead of you bushwhacked. So it's not been long enough in English for those paths to be nice and comfortable. So if you like bushwhacking, you can do it in English. But that's what you're doing as far as getting the imprint of the meaning of the full tantric symbolism that arises in your subconscious, which is part of the universal unconscious, which is part of the dream time, and then percolates up into your consciousness. It goes faster if you do it in a language that it's been done a lot in. So I tend to advise doing it in Tibetan for now, and in a few hundred years, maybe enough people will have decided to do the bushwhacking of doing it in English. And if you do it in English, please find a beautiful tune of the culture of your ancestors. So Celtic goes really well for anybody from Northern Europe. Find a Celtic tune to do it to in English. If you're of African descent, go listen to some really good African music and find an African tune pattern. And then learn them from each other. Share them. Go to the culture, if you're a Native American, go to their tunes. Look at the tunes of your old genetics. Here in North America, we're pretty much a mixture of Native American, African, and Northern European. Mostly. And most of us are some kind of mix of those genetics. So pick through those, pick the one you like. It might not be your own genetic one that you like. You might like one that you don't have much genetics from in. That's okay. But look for the past tunes of this culture to put the English ones into. Make sense? And you can look in Hawaiian tunes, but look outside of Asia. Look in the West. Does that make sense? If you're going to bushwhack, let's bushwhack it nicely. Make a really pretty path. Put some gravel on the bottom so it doesn't get muddy, cut some nice steps, put stones. So you got a choice. If you want to bushwhack it, do it in English, but make it pretty. Or do it in Tibetan and keep their old style pretty. As you like. Questions on that? Yes. I believe it is. I believe it is. If you come to any point in this translation that has doubts, please email me, and I'll take a second look at it. Since I think in Tibetan and do it in Tibetan, I don't look that deeply at the translation, unless asked by somebody. Other questions? Yes?
So when you say due to a certain tune with a certain American musical tune, like modern era like jazz or something like that?
Yeah, something it seems to really fit in. So you go play. But let's show the Tibetan tunes tomorrow. And then y'all go play with finding Western tunes if you choose to do it in English. You're getting the lung from me in Tibetan and English. Other questions? Yes, Matt?
Can you explain what a lung is? May not know.
A lung is a transmission to use the practice. A wong is a symbolic, dreamtime, telepathic transmission done with symbols and gestures. It is a transmission of form. A wong. This is not a wong. A lung is a transmission of speech. The words are being transmitted, and you can then work with the words. There's one other thing called, in Dzogchen they call it a za, and it is non-ceremonial. And I did an example of that when we were just starting by holding up the crystal. It is a telepathic transmission that uses a minimal or a complete lack of symbols. And that's a transmission of mind. So this weekend we are working with lung, transmission of speech. That's because to do the wong on this it would take 4 or 5 days of all day, every day, with an assortment of tormas, and the tormas go in and the tormas go out, and the thing happens and the other thing happens. And I'm fat and lazy. And I really don't mind it either. I think I'm leaving the wongs to the young folks who have all that energy. So next time you have somebody through a Tibetan Lama who's young and likes to do wongs, you can ask for the wong on this, which is ceremonial. You're going to be sitting there and getting hit over the head with a variety of objects, again and again. And things are going to get waved in the air, and magic cakes are going to get thrown out, and magic cakes are going to go up, and in the end, magic cakes are going to be shared, and many things will happen, both here in symbols and in the unconscious dream time as a result of those symbols. lineage. I am showing this to you in the Surya Gupta lineage. There are 21 Tara lineages. Surya Gupta, which is the old one, and Atisha, which is the new one and is a Terma. The Surya Gupta lineage arose before the Dharma went to Tibet. It is one that's back with the 84 great Mahasiddhas of North India. So it started in Sanskrit. And it's quite complex and beautiful. That lineage being so complex, though beautiful, almost died out in Tibet. There were only a few pockets where it was retained. And Atisha didn't know where any of those pockets were. So Atisha, having great faith in Tara, found a simplified terma where all mind termas are found. And so he created this Tonka, which is the Atisha lineage, I think. I gotta go look. I'm wired. This is called I'm Nearsighted. That is the Atisha. Whereas, I had Matt put one up for me. This is the Surya Gupta lineage. Afterwards, you can come up and pick this one up and stand there and compare the two and see what I mean by there's a really greater complexity in this. But I find a greater beauty. But I'm funny that way. I like old things. And I like things in their own context. I never buy new furniture. I'll hit antique shop when I have money and junk shop when I don't. But I don't like new stuff, so I'll always go for the oldest. That's why I love the Bon lineage so much. But that's personally me. This prayer and the lung I'm giving you is the same in both lineages. Only the visualizations and the mantras are different. So I think, do you have, Lama Matt, do you have the Wong for the Atisha lineage? Have you received it?
I believe the one I have is for that one Rinpoche gave many, many years ago.
No, Wangdo Rinpoche gave the green Taro Wong. He did not give the 21. Okay, anybody here have Atisha? You have the lung for all the mantras? So you can give the lung. If anyone likes the Atisha lineage better, and you would rather have the mantras in the Atisha lineage, come to Sergio, who can give you the lung to say the mantras in the Atisha lineage. Okay? I mean, are you down with that? Okay, yes.
Are there benefits or hindrances to having both of those?
None whatsoever, except that it starts complicating your life trying to do both. And so you don't really need both. For instance, if you want to call upon a particular aspect of Tara, it doesn't matter whether you use the Atisha mantra or the Surya Gupta mantra. You get the same energy. So you're pretty young, you're still enjoying learning stuff, so yeah, go for both. You got time and it's fun. But if you don't happen to get all of both, try to get all of one, rather than little pieces of both. Fair enough? And then pick the one you like. Dharma's a buffet. When faced with the most beautiful giant buffet on a cruise ship, you do not just eat one thing. You go around, take a little bit of everything to see what you like. And then you go back for more of the ones you liked, and you don't go back for the ones you didn't like. It's a buffet, guys. You can't eat it all. And it's really important that the practice you're doing is the practice you like. This is because if you don't like that practice, you will find in the infinite creativity of sentient beings a way to avoid doing the practice because you don't like it. And since practices only work if you actually do them, pick the one you like. You'll actually do it, and then it'll work. Simple, isn't it? But very important. So the first line, your visualization is the full Tonka, which perhaps by tomorrow, Matt can stick it on the slides, just for tomorrow so everybody can see it. Om Jetsuma Pamodroma Lataksalo. I prostrate to the great noble Aryatara. I humble myself before. I stand in awe of. All those are potential translations. Pick the one you like. And then working again, we're still working with the green Tara. Now this particular form of green Tara has her two protectors with her. She has Ekazati on her left, and she has Osel Chenma on her right. Ekazati protects the single point of Dzogchen. Osel Chenma protects the ability of sentient beings to have what they need and to go where they need to in order to get teachings and do practice. She is very much used to protect one from bad governments while crossing borders to not be stopped. She is a magic used to keep governments from hindering you from the freedom of getting to where the teachings are, or the freedom of relaxing into practice. So to get the teachings and to have the leisure to practice them, Matsya, that's Osel Chenma, she deals with that for Tara. And to keep all the practices pointed in the right direction so they don't get all jealous and competitive and messed up as things sometimes get here and there, and they keep going to the one point of enlightened mind, which is not a point. Ekazati keeps it on track. So that's why they are seen as part of the image. She's got the 21 around her. She's green, the green one's in the middle. And then down on her left is Ekazati, and down on her right is Matsya, Osir Chenma. Osir Chenma rides a 9-headed pig, a 9-headed sow, fierce, and she holds a needle and thread in her hands to sew up the eyes of the border guards so they won't see you, and to sew up the mouths of the politicians so they can't create problems. That's her tradition in India. It's sometimes appropriate in modern life to use this in some places. Chaksaltare nyorma pamo tutare pa selma ture dong kun jimpe droma soha yigi kola dudo. This is to the original green Tara. Homage to Tara, swift and gallant. Homage to Tara, who banishes every fear. Homage to Tura, who fulfills our every need. With Soha, we offer you honor and praise. This is the Tara mantra, Om, the green Tara mantra, which covers all other mantras and which is included in the other mantras. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture Soha. Repeat after me. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Ture Soha. Did you all bring your dorjis and bells? Let's fish them out. Green Tara, Kandirvani Tara, Tara of the beautiful sacred forest, Tara of the acacia forest. Do you all know acacia trees? They're thorny, they have yellow flowers, they're very beautiful. Atisha received this lineage, this download, this terma, walking in an acacia forest where green Tara was living. And so she transmitted this. This is the beginning of the Atisha lineage. In the Surya Gupta lineage, that legend is not. But since we're giving you the praise rather than the individual wongs and sadhanas, I'm sort of giving you the stories from both lines because you're going to get to choose which one you like to work with. So I'm going to chant and you're going to chant after me. And when I ring my bell or my damaru, you're going to do it too? Good enough? So imagine green Tara, Ekazati to her lower left, Maratseya Ozerchenma to her lower right, and all the 21 Taras are surrounding her, filling the sky, and all your other objects of refuge together with her, filling the sky in front of you and rejoicing. Sanjay Chudang Suki Chonam La. Sanjay Chudang Suki Chonam La. Jangchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi. Changchu, do it with me. Changchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi. Dagi chin sogi paditaki. Dagi chin sogi paditaki. Drola penchir sanje drupa harshog. I thought most of you would know that. It's just the basic rising bodhichitta. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, I go for refuge to the three jewels. I will attain enlightenment for the sake of all living beings. You want to do it with me in English? Easier? Just say with me, until the heart of enlightenment is reached, I go for refuge to the three jewels. I will attain enlightenment for the sake of all living beings. Samchintam chi deva tang deva gyutang denbar gyurchik. Samchintam chi dunga tang dungi gyutau drawar gyurchik. Samchintam chi dunga meba deva tang me dralwar gyurchik. Samchintam che nering chadang dang jalwe dang nom la ne bar gyurchik. May all beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings know the Supreme's happiness, which is beyond suffering. May all beings rest in equanimity, free from attachment and free from aversion. With the following mantra, which I will say, you visualize. All and everything dissolves into the emptiness of natural mind, the vast openness of mind when it is not thinking, feeling, or perceiving, the stillness of Mahamudra, the infinite open awareness of Dzogchen. Om Sabhawa Shuddha Sarva Dharma Sabhawa Shuddho Hong. Do you understand what I'm pointing at here in the infinite openness of awareness? If not, let us take a pause in the sadhana, because it's important to point it out to you. The teaching of the speech recommend that you align your channels nicely in order to see it clearly without the distortion of pessimism, optimism, or peculiar ideation. Craziness, insanity. So align your channels so that you are side to side balanced and straight up and down, either in a cross-legged position or in the Maitreya position in a chair. If you slump forward, you're going to depress yourself. If you lean too far backwards, you're going to get insomnia. And if you're all twisted around to the side, you're likely to generate peculiar ideation. So don't do that. You'll hurt yourself. Take a deep breath in through your nose, blow out through the mouth, and settle the chi nicely in your channels. Open wide the focus of your gaze while leaving your eyes half closed. This means relax your point focus of your eyes on objects. Let it open up into a non-point focused attention. All day today, your attention has been obsessively on what you are thinking, what you are feeling, and the perceptions of your six sense organs. This is called inner and outer phenomena. Inner phenomena being thoughts and feelings, outer phenomena meaning the stuff that you are having an experience of perceiving through a sense organ. You know, cars, traffic, trees, houses, thingies. You've been obsessing with phenomena today. Every day, every life, for long and long and long, you have been obsessing with phenomena to such an extent that it has become a compulsion for you to pay attention to what you are thinking, what you are feeling, and what you are perceiving. Relax your eyeballs, your ears, your body. Try to stop talking to yourself with that little voice that always describes everything that's going on and everything you're doing. If you can't silence it, at least stop listening to it. Let your attention gently, relaxedly open into the vast expanse where your thoughts are occurring. Not what you are thinking, but where you are thinking. You see, something just stimulated your eardrums. You are interpreting it as a siren because it sounds like other sirens you have heard in your life. My dog interprets it as singing and tries to sing along with it. So sirenness is your interpretation over the stimulation of your earballs, ear drums. When you think siren, that is attached to the feeling of emergency, a slight tightening, a wee bit of stress since it seems to be far away and not your emergency, but still a little bit. A feeling attaches itself to the story that is a siren, which means it's an emergency somewhere. See how you do that? Sensation becomes perception, becomes thought, story, becomes feeling, with which you are obsessed. Relax, let go of that entire entanglement. Shift your attention gently, relaxedly, from the contents of your mind to the infinite open awareness, the ground of mind itself. Vast, open, no thingness. And as far as your imagination extends, so your mind extends. For all images of your imagination arise in mind and dissolve in mind. and all phenomena. Being mind created is imaginary. As far as your imagination extends, so your mind extends. As far as your mind extends, so Dharmakaya extends. Infinite, vast, open emptiness, stillness. No thing. And yet, not a big dead old nothing. Awake, aware, with the vitality which gives birth to the liveliness of mind, not static emptiness, but vital, aware emptiness. Rigpa, the seer, sees itself, and it is into emptiness that all phenomena, it is from this emptiness that all phenomena arises, and in this moment it is into this emptiness that it all dissolves. From this emptiness appears the letter Tam, which transforms into a lotus seat. On the top of this lotus appears the letter Ah, which transforms into a moon seat. And mind itself appears in the form of the green letter Tam. Rays of light emanate out from the Tam, making offerings to all the enlightened ones of the 4 times, all Buddhas of the 4 times. For from this emptiness, in this infinite vastness, time and space have not yet arisen. The light then reabsorbs into the Tam, instantly arising as Tara of the sandalwood forest, green Tara. Her body is green like an emerald, the green of living plants, of verdant forest. She has 1 face and 2 hands. Her right hand rests on her right knee in the mudra of infinite generosity, giving. Her left hand is at her heart, ring finger and thumb pressed together, holding the stem of a blue upala flower, which blossoms at her left ear. Peaceful and smiling, fully mature, not a 14-year-old virgin, a woman in the fullness of her power, in the fullness of her juice, in the fullness of her competence. Her right leg is slightly extended and the left leg is tucked back in. Her back rests against a radiant moon disk, on which is a blue hum. Light rays radiate from the hum, invoking all the enlightened beings throughout time and space. Understand, when we speak of all Buddhas of the 4 times, we speak of the Buddhas of the past, the Buddhas of the present, and the Buddhas of the future. The essence of all lineages that ever will exist. The 4th time being beyond time and space, where all Buddhas rest in isness. Do you understand that we are also speaking, when we say this, of all sentient beings of the three realms. For there is a moment of enlightenment for each mote of life. And beyond time and beyond space, there is no difference between Buddhas and sentient beings. With the following mantra, all Taras, who are the forms of all Buddhas of the four times, absorb into the original Tara. Om Sarva Samaya Za Hong Bam Ho. And it is unity. Now we're going to do the mudras of offerings. We're going to make offering to all Taras of the infinite time space, all to Tara herself, who contains all Buddhas of the four times, the culmination of the fulfillment of all sentient beings of the three realms, beyond time, beyond space, you and everybody else. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Agam Parti Soha. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Padam Parti Soha. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Pupe Parti Soha. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Dupe Parti Soha. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Aloke Parti Soha. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Gande Parti Soha. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Nude Parti Soha. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Shepta Parti Soha. Having offered water to drink, water to wash, flowers, incense, light, massage, and the sensations of pleasant touch, food, and music. From here, we will offer praise. Now, focus your attention, as we're offering praise to Tara in all her many forms within green Tara. Chaksadoma Nirma Palmo Chinni Ketchik Longdang Drama Jigten Sungon Chukke Shalji Gesarje Wa Lene Jungma. Repeating after me in English. Homage to Tara, swift and gallant, whose glance flashes like lightning. This is her picture. Born on the heart of a blossoming lotus, from the face of the triple world's Lord. The triple world is the three realms of sentient beings, realms of desire, realms of form, and formless realms. The Lord of that is Buddhas of all times. For it is those sentient beings that inhabit the three realms of samsara, desire, form, and formless, that in the culmination of their true ambitions finally achieve their freedom as all Buddhas of the three times, which is the same as all Buddhas of the four times. In different lineages, you state it different ways. This is a very interesting one. He's drawn her on a lotus, but often she sits on a triangular dharma dota, a dharma daga, which is shaped like a triangle with the point forwards, and it's a symbol of form, so she sits on all form brought together. She holds in her hands the sword of wisdom, the wheel of the Dharma, the arrow that goes straight to the point, and the bow, which is considered attraction. The bow, you draw the bow and it sends the arrow straight to the point. So these are her symbols. She also holds two hands above her head in a joyous position. Yay! She is very powerful. She is sometimes referred to as the quick one. She's the one you call in an emergency. She's the one you call when you need help now, right now, not later, not some other time, right now. Her mantra is Om Tare Ture Tutare Ture Om Tare Tutare Ture. Trying to figure out how to best break it for you. Washung Kuru Soha. Feel her energy of being really good in an emergency. She controls and softens emergencies. What makes an emergency is things are out of control. The fire is out of control, it's an emergency. The car lost its brakes while driving, it's an emergency. Her function is to bring control very quickly into an emergency. And when others are trying to control you, to very quickly remove that control. Because it's an emergency when the cops stop you. Feels like one anyway, even if you weren't doing anything. Questions on this one? Matt, can you switch us to the next one? This one is moonlit Tara. Tara radiant like moonlight. White, bright. She is one who is very effective for the making of wise decisions. She's also an aspect of Sarasvati. So she's patron of artists. She's a peaceful one. She liberates by peaceful methods. She stands. That one's sitting. Okay, sometimes she's shown standing up. Sometimes she's shown sitting down. There's a couple of lineages within Suryagupta. Nyingma Suryagupta and Shakya and Galug Suryagupta. So they vary as whether she's standing or sitting. They vary also in the first one as whether she's on a lotus or she's on the triangle under her lotus. Her basic things are, she removes inflammation, which is the immune system out of control. She controls emergencies. She pacifies hindrances. And she's particularly good with governments. She's particularly useful to cause governments and kings to make wise decisions, both on a countrywide scale, planet-wide scale, and just in your house. So if you're a kid and you think your parents are making some stupid decisions, this would be the one to use. Or you're at work and you think your boss is making some stupid decisions. This would be the one you call on. Jaksel tongki dewa kundu gangwa ngene chakpe shema karma tong chak chukpa namge rabdu chewa rabbarma. Repeat after me. Homage to you whose countenance homage resembles 100 full autumn moons, smiling and glowing with brilliant light, like the radiance of 1,000 stars. Om Tare, Tutare, Ture. Shanting Kuru Soha. Questions on this particular one? She is one of my favorites. And if you look at the things that she holds and the symbolisms, her water pot symbolizes wise decision-making of those in charge. She also holds, lower down, the vase of immortality, which symbolizes being beyond time and space. She also holds a staff, which symbolizes stability. She also, I'm squinting, give me my picture. I'm nearsighted, I gotta look close. She holds a blazing jewel, which is the free flow of wealth. She rests in meditation. She has 3 heads, so she sees in 3 directions. She holds the flower of beauty, the garland or the mala of flowers which attracts and transforms negativity, the vajra of unshakability, and the wheel of time and space. 사생오 주니케키 뱀에 장닌 남발긴마 진파천루 개둡시와 조파 삼텐조요니마. Homage to you, graced with lotus-like hands. And a water-borne flower, blue gold in hue. You show generosity, diligence, and strength. Patience, serenity, and meditation. She's an interesting color. She's a bright gold color, but it sheds blue light, the color of the hottest flame. So she's gold, the color of true gold, burning with blue light. Would you move to the next? So that's really hard to paint, so you have to visualize the color properly. My things are out of order so I can see. Goes this way. Come here, number 3, 2, 1. There we go. I didn't do you yet. Her mantra, Om Tare Tu Tare Ture, Pushting Guru Soha. Her blazing light. Yeah, that's the right one. The things she holds all point to wisdom. Very powerful. Giving, generosity, effort, ethics, patience, concentration, and wisdom. She symbolizes the culmination of the 6 paramitas. She is the path and the fruition. Someday I'm going to have my paper in better condition. There is no complete text on all of these, so I'm working from notes. Jagsa deshin shekpe tsuto te nampar gyalwe troma malu paro chinbato be gyalwe kishintu tenma. Homage to you whose victorious acts are boundless. Jewel on the great Buddha crown, the great gone beyond crown. You who are served by all bodhisattvas. those who've accomplished all perfections. Om tare tutare turi. Air jana pushting kuru soha. She is the force that can subdue the negative things in your life, the problems. She's a problem solver. She cuts through the root of your personal problems, which are in truth, that root is your obsessive compulsive disorder, which involves you obsessing with your thoughts, stories, feelings, and perceptions, instead of relaxing and dancing freely through life. She's really good about stopping accidents, which are generally caused by a momentary misjudgment. Oh, I thought I wouldn't skid on that. I didn't see the black ice. Inattention, momentary misjudgment. Most accidents involve a momentary distraction of somebody. Usually that momentary distraction is caused by some kind of obsession with phenomena. She protects you against that. Yes, you've got the right one up. Very beautiful. Just a basic golden color. Come on, you go up there. That was number 4. It's 9. 5 is where we are. Okay. I say we stop for tonight. We will be able to finish. I want to go fast through some of them. Slow down when someone has an interest. If we come to one that you have a strong interest in, slow me down. Have me give you more details. This is the overview. You can if you get really into one of them or another, you can look them up online and get lots of details, not all of which are accurate. So check in with me. There's some weird stuff out there. I know, because I went looking for pictures. And poems. But there's some beautiful stuff too. So it's okay to research. Just check in with someone who knows the subject afterwards to make sure you didn't find the weird bit that says she's an aspect of Isis, goddess of the moon of the ancient Egypts or something. No, there's not. There may be a relationship, but no, she's not part of that. She's not an ancient Egyptian deity. Any questions at the moment? Do you understand what I want you to do, since I'm a Dzogchen teacher, and I am teaching you this in the context of Mahanatara Tantra rather than Kriya Tantra, which is unusual for Tara, which means that each one of these Taras, by the symbols in her hands, by her body position, by the color of her light and her action, is pointing at the infinite open awareness in all its vital, shimmering creativity, also known as the 3 jewels, Buddha nature, and your own damn mind. And all practices, by their nature of being a Buddhist practice, point at that. If you understand them. If you misunderstand them, they can appear to you to point in all sorts of weird directions. So look for the context. There are teachings which were intended to be given to monks at the age of 14. And that is their appropriate context. And they help those monks stop running off with women. Those teachings are extremely inappropriate to be given to women and married lamas, nagpas. They're only for very young monks. And some lamas who received them as 14-year-old monks as part of their training, coming to the West with no understanding of any culture outside of monastic, have unfortunately perpetrated a mess by giving these teachings to married people, householders, and the like. Causing them to, because they're not understandable in that context. They're only understandable in the context of teenagers in a monastery. Specifically teenagers, specifically in a monastery. So if you get a teaching that doesn't seem right to you, check in with someone who knows both cultures and find out where it belongs, because it might not be right for you. Okay? That's an important saying because Dharma is not safe. So I'm trying to tell you where the edges are so you don't fall off. Because you can do yourself a mischief with practicing Tantra. And with Tantra, which this is, you'll pull the teacher off with you. Tantra is like climbing a cliff roped together with whoever's teaching it to you. Not safe, but a lot faster than the long way around the coil, around the nice gradual path, round and up the mountain that takes 400 years. Or no, 400 lifetimes. Tantra goes in one life. Nge wandi nyur dudag che che sala goparshu. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. Done for tonight. Continuing tomorrow morning at 11.